Hi, good morning. I'll start by saying a few things about the activity at the lower east rift zone and then describe some of the activity occurring up here at the summit of the volcano at Halemaumau crater. In the lower east rift zone, field reports are that the eruptive activity, is continuing from the fissure area that consists of now about 20 different fissures that have opened up from different time periods. The fissure number 18 that was generating the lava flow that was moving toward the northeast is now about a mile and a half long, and very little new lava is being added to that lava flow from the fissure. The field reports are that the lava flow moved about 1,200 feet in the past day, but it is not moving very much at the moment. Additionally, during an overflight of the fissure area, just uprift of fissure 18, another small fissure opened up, and a little pad of lava escaped there. So the activity is a bit diminished today, but it is continuing. The intrusion appears to be continuing, as indicated by the northwestward movement of a GPS receiver site just on the north edge of the rift. So it's being shoved to the northwest as magma accumulates in the rift zone. It's slowed down in the past couple days, but it's still moving. Earthquake activity in the lower east rift zone continues, but the locations of those earthquakes have not moved further down rift. So there's no indication right now that the magma is continuing to move down rift of that fissure 18 area. Back up here at the summit, this morning, the vigor of the ash plumes coming from the overlook crater inside of Halemaumau crater picked up a bit. We're observing more or less continuous emission of ash now with intermittent, more energetic ash bursts or plumes this morning. These plumes are not rising very high, a few thousand feet above the ground, and the trade winds, which are blowing from the northeast, are blowing the ash and the gas associated with that plume down to the southwest. We're continuing to record earthquakes up here, and we're feeling some of the ones that are near the observatory. And we're also continuing to record an overall deflationary tilt at the summit, so as the magma column presumably continues to withdraw from the overlook crater vent. And I think I'll stop there.
The ash, when it comes up, will blow just like we used to with the gas with the trade winds. And the big thing to know is that it's not poisonous. So as it falls, if it touches you, it's not of immediate concern. You just want to limit your exposure to it. The ash itself is just fragmented rock. It's like a rock powder. So it's nothing more than that. And it's cool when it falls over populations at a distance from the volcano, so you don't have to worry about it being hot like the magma is. For exposures to ash, some of the symptoms will be similar to what we've been talking about with the gases that are coming out. So that's irritated nose and eyes and throat and the upper airways. And so the best thing to do is to limit your exposure.
I just wanted to give a quick update as to the weather we're expecting over the next couple days, because we will see a bit of a change. Over the past few days, we've seen the northeast trade winds rather strong at times, but as the high-pressure system north of us moves east, they will weaken a bit tomorrow. Actually, they're weakening somewhat today. They're generally 10 miles an hour or less in the Leilani Estates area, still 15 to 20 through the national park. Tomorrow, weakening winds and turning more east or east-southeast will bring the gas and ash hazards through a different area. We might stay more inland, and also because of the lighter winds, they'll be less spread out and more concentrated. That will be relatively short-lived for Wednesday night, and by Thursday, winds start picking up again, and by Friday, turn back to the northeast, pretty gusty as well. That's a quick summary. I'll also be available.
Our first question comes from Tom Callis, Caribbean Herald. Your line is now open.
Yeah, thank you. Regarding the ash, are people's catchment systems at risk, or should they? And are there any protective devices people could wear if they wanted additional protection?
With regards to water supplies, if you have an open water tank that you draw from, which it's my understanding that a lot of people do, it's best to cover that. So whenever we put out a statement regarding ashfall, or if you see ashfall yourself, cover that tank immediately. That's a great precaution to take. We recommend that for two reasons. The first is that if there's a lot of ash, which we're not expecting, which we haven't seen with the eruption of the emissions that just happened. But if there's a lot of ash, it can start to clog or erode some of those water catchment components. And the second reason is that some of the gases that we see coming out can stick onto the surface of ash and then be transported into the water supplies. And so if you cover those supplies up, then you don't get that contribution into your drinking water. So that's definitely what you want to do. If you've got an exposed water supply, cover it up. If your water supply is already covered or enclosed, there's nothing that you would need to do for ashfall itself. With regards to the second part of the question, if there's ashfall and you're dealing with a sensitive population, the number one recommendation is always reduce exposure. So that's stay indoors and don't go out into the ash. That's going to include activities like sweeping or trying to clean it up in any way, because as soon as you do, you'll resuspend the ash and you'll get exposure that way also. So if you're part of the sensitive population, that's the best thing to do. Get out of it. And as you said, close up the doors, close up the windows. If ashfall becomes a little bit heavier, then at some point evacuation might be the right move.